A man was at his mother's house. His baby mama was there being combative, a normal occurrence, by the way, in this toxic relationship. She got into a verbal disagreement with her baby daddy right there in front of his mother's house, and instead of getting in the car and going about her business, the woman got so angry, she pulled a weapon on the man. And of course, instead of just standing there and allowing the woman to take him out, he tried to disarm her. That's when her 10-year-old son jumped out, grabbed another weapon, and pulled the trigger, aiming at his stepdad. Luckily, the stepdad survived, but he's in the hospital recovering, while CPS picked up the stepson and 2 other kids. Now, social media, they've been having a field day with this one, calling the 10-year-old Pookie in training a hero, for taking up for his mama, calling him the man, while referring to the stepdad as a snitch for telling the story. When I say the Black community is completely destroyed as your average Black in America is stuck in a state of arrested development, it's super embarrassing. But here's another example of the L you will hold, men, when you sign up to not only be a stepdaddy simp, but the type of consequences you can face when dealing with a combative, unruly woman and her children with another man's DNA who have no respect for you. You're about to see that whatever happens after you signed up for this deal, it's going to be on you. Nobody is going to look at you as a hero for caring for somebody else's child. Nobody is going to see that you got attacked by this woman and her kid, almost got wiped out by a hood rat and her Pookie son in training. No one is going to help with the hospital bills. No one is going to help you recover. But really, nobody is going to have your back. And you're going to have a bunch of idiots calling you a snitch because, I don't know, I guess you were supposed to sit up there and tell the hospital and the officers that you did it to yourself. Never mind the little Montario Dontonavius Jr. was caught on camera doing all of this along with his mama Starkeisha. The whole so-called Black community will still drag you. They're going to take up for that hyena and her wild child while they convince themselves that you deserved it. You can forget about other men too. They'll go against you as well. They too raised by their own Starkeisha mama, so they've been programmed with that same chip that's in that little boy. No morals, no values, no logic, no common sense. Ladies and gents, you're looking at the dire straits the Black community is in, and the main participants are so brain dead that they don't even notice it. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Chicago rapper Lil Durk, he's been having a good year. He won his first Grammy this year for his hit All My Life, featuring J. Cole. A different route from his usual hyper-aggressive, gang-involved lyrics. The track with J. Cole was more of a reflection on his life, more positive and uplifting. Now, Lil Durk is a serial baby daddy with a football team of kids and a basketball team of baby mamas. One of his baby mamas, Travana, she's got a 10-year-old son from him. She's been with another man, Joshua Pippins. That's the stepdaddy. She also had at least one child with him. She initiated a verbal argument with Joshua at his mother's house, then escalated that argument by pulling out a weapon. When Joshua went to disarm her, her 10-year-old son, Lil Durk's son, jumped out to supposedly help his mama. And yes, they're calling it help his mama, when she was the one who had the weapon pulled out on somebody else. But the 10-year-old grabbed a firearm that belonged to the stepdad and aimed it directly at him, sending the stepdad to the emergency room. All of this caught on camera, by the way. This took place on July 1st. The authorities stepped in and DCF. This report was written by their staff. It says on July 2nd, 2024, FCM Dow interviewed the minor, 10, at the IMPD homicide office as part of the assessment investigation. The minor stated that when he and his mother returned to Mr. Pippin's mother's home on July 1st, 2024, Ms. Collier, that's his mother, and Mr. Pippins, that's his stepdad, were in a verbal fight. The minor stated that he kept telling Miss Collier to stop fighting with Mr. Pippins. He stated he then got out of the car and went over and pushed Mr. Pippins. Y'all see that, right? The little boy saw his mama turning up. He's telling his mama to stop. But when he got out of the car, he went over and pushed his stepdaddy. Listen, this is how they're trained. No, he didn't try to pull his mom away. He went in to attack the victim. FCM Dial asked the minor if Miss Collier had a gun, and he said yes, but hers didn't go off. Then they questioned him about his stepdad. They said, did the stepdad try to get the gun away from his mother? And the minor stated yes. He then admitted that Mr. Pippen's gun had fallen to the ground during the struggle, and he picked the gun up and shot Mr. Pippen's to protect Miss Collier. The minor stated that he was scared that Miss Collier was going to get shot. They questioned him if there had ever been any DV situation between his mom and his stepdad in the past, and the minor stated that they would yell at each other a lot. He then went on to say that Miss Collier, his mom, she gets really mad really fast. The person who wrote the report went on to name 3 children and said they are all at vulnerable ages and are reliant upon caregivers to ensure a safe and stable home environment free from DV and neglect. The caseworker went on to recommend that all 3 children be removed from the mother. They also recommended unsupervised visitation for Mr. Joshua Pippens and Mr. Durk Banks. So yeah, they definitely took all 3 kids away from her. Not sure if they're with family. From my understanding, the 10-year-old is not with Durk. And the other baby daddy, the stepdaddy, he's still in the hospital. Now, when I heard about all this, it was crazy how this came out, but you still have the blogs and social media running around talking about the 10-year-old only did what he had to do to protect his mama, like his mama was getting stumped down, when it was his mama who was the problem. The boy told police it was a verbal argument, and when questioned about DV, he said they will argue a lot, but never once said the man put hands on his mama. So this narrative they've been going around spreading on social media is a complete lie. Remember, the little boy told the police that his mama is known for getting really mad really fast. She's an out-of-control hyena, but even though he know his mama was the problem, he saw that his mama was the problem, the little pookie with training wheels was groomed to take up for her no matter what she's doing. Now, we see grown men crashing out like this all the time, but when you see that, just know their first trainer in Simpology 101 is their parents, usually their mama. So now CPS took 3 kids away from her, the 10-year-old she had with Durk, and 2 other children. Not sure if both of the other 2 kids are from the stepdad or if she's got 1 from the stepdad and a 3rd from another man. That's unclear right now. But the stepdad, Joshua Pippens, came out on social media. He said, as y'all can see, I was not the aggressor. He went on to say that his baby mama was encouraging her 10-year-old son to take the weapon and use it on him. According to the stepfather, he says the boy grabbed it from his hip while he was trying to disarm Trevana, the mother. He said the boy took the gun, following the directions of his mother. He shared all this on IG. He wrote, I never in a million years thought a kid I bought 4-wheelers and paid for football leagues and everything will do this, but he only knows what mom shows him. I still love him like he's mine. That's why I got custody of my kids and she don't. As far as any possible legal action, right now it sounds like he's not pursuing that, but said that his relatives and other children witnessed the whole thing. He said, listen, nobody is going to jail or they would already be there. I'm doing this for rights over my kids. Call me whatever y'all want. And on top of that, this was at my mama's, in front of my mama, granny, and more kids. I pray y'all make it through y'all situation that God gonna put y'all through for playing with me. That was his response to everybody calling him names. So many people came for his neck, people defending the mama, others calling him a snitch, just a lot of foolishness. I've been saying this for the longest. SIMPTERVENTION is important because simping is dangerous. You get nothing for signing up for this thankless, pitiful position. If you do, that's your choice, and all the responsibility and accountability will be on you for whatever happens. No one is going to feel sorry for you. No one is going to help you. This man was up in the hospital with all these cords everywhere, and you still had people blaming him. Even after they saw the video, no one held the mama accountable for directing her little pookie with training wheels to do this to this man. That kid won't even care, because at the end of the day, no matter how much you spend and how much you love them, you're still not their real daddy, and they know it. Their mama and real daddy will always come before you. Doesn't matter if they only see their daddy every 10 years. That still won't give you authority. They know you don't have a say. They know you can't tell them what to do. They know you don't run them. They know they don't have to respect you or listen to you if they don't want to. And why in the world would anybody take up for you anyway? You don't even take up for yourself. Look at this situation. You don't even want them to go to jail. Where's the prosecutor? If this was a mama who was laying up in the hospital, what do you think will happen? The state will pick this case up anyway. I don't care who it is. Starkeisha and her little Montavious Dontenario son, they need to be locked up right now. There's no way this woman shouldn't be in jail after directing her son to basically delete somebody. And no, this little boy should not be allowed to go on without being punished either. He should get into some sort of program and stay there until he's 18 years old. He should not be out here roaming the streets like a regular kid, because after he's done what he's done to his own stepdad at 10 years old, what do you think he's going to be doing on the streets for the next 10 years to his peers? I don't know what's more disturbing, this story or the Black community's response to it. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this mess below. Special thank you to Barrington and Whitney. I appreciate you all for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.